Another thing I think that's worth looking at tonight is the difference between the states. So I can see a scenario where Queensland and Tasmania hold up pretty well for the government, but the government loses because of New South Wales, South Australia, Victoria, Western Australia. I really think that the government is in a reasonable position in Queensland and Tasmania.
Oh, can I come in here? I think it'll be a miracle if we hold all our seats in Queensland. Everybody does think that Queensland is a bastion for the Liberal National Party, and we have overperformed. But of the 23 seats we hold, 13 or 14 of those are your classic marginal seats. And to go, I think it was Joel's point, some of those margins are actually artificially high. You know, seats like Capricornia, it is a Labor seat. The fact that Michelle Landry holds Capricornia is a miracle. I think she'll hold it this time. But we've got 13, 14 classic marginal seats.
What are you looking at? Are you looking at Brisbane, Longman, Ryan, Leichhardt? They're the four I'm...
Oh, look, I'm a pessimist and I'm an old campaign director, so I look at all of them because I always think, woe is me. But Leichhardt's going to be tough. Longman's going to be tough. We've been talked about, Brisbane and Ryan. I think something interesting is going to happen in Griffith. I want our candidate Olivia Roberts to win Griffith, but I'm scared that there is a green surge in Griffith and something's weird's going to happen there. So that scares me for the future of Queensland.
The only thing, I suppose, where I disagree with James is that, one of our massive challenges in Queensland this time around is the size of the margins we've got to overcome because we did so badly last time. In some respects, the last election result in Queensland was almost a generational. It was likely to put us out of seats in Queensland for a generation. And when you're having swings like 13% in seats like Capricornia, it's really hard to overcome them in one election. So, frankly, if we can pick up 1 or even 2 seats in Queensland, that'll be a pretty amazing achievement given where we ended up last time. Even our most marginal seats that we're chasing from the government are held by at least 4%. To go to Peter's point about the Greens, yeah, sure. In a lot of seats, if the Greens are preferencing Labor, obviously that would benefit us in the same way preferences from One Nation go to the government. But the risk, as James floats, is that there are a number of inner city seats that actually could fall to the Greens. So that's our challenge in seats like Brisbane and Ryan, is that not only have we got to get the LNP primary vote down, but we've got to make sure we end up ahead of the Greens. Otherwise, there's a risk that the Greens get elected on our preferences.
Viewers need to understand that Greens come back to Labor 80% of the time, and they come back, the centre-right, let's say UAP, Pauline Hanson, One Nation vote comes back to the coalition, usually about 55% of the time. High watermark last time in the 2019 election at 65%, but that's because Palmer really went after Labor. As James said before, Palmer's gone after everyone. I don't think that number will be there.